Hey,
Happy Monday, guys.
happy Monday and happy Father's Day, Winston, and all the other fathers out there. I hope you had an amazing Father's Day. Thank you for
Say
all that
that.
you guys do for your kids. It's amazing.
Say that. Say that.
So, if this is your first time with us on Say That channel, welcome. On our Monday rundowns, we love to talk about all the things that we don't get to talk about on our Wednesday show, where we focus more on business and things like that on Wednesdays. But on Mondays, we get to talk about all the other things that Winston and I have questions about. And you guys have some great topic questions. Keep bringing them in, they're really great. And so we love to go to other content creators, other thought leaders in the subject area, and also learn from them. So we're all learning together. And that is one of the
Say
reasons
that.
why
Say
we
that.
love our Monday rundown. So, what is today's topic? Is it possible to only lose fat in your belly? Hmm. I'm just going to get it
Great
out of the way
question.
now. In my belly.
You guys knew it was gonna come.
It's gonna go. So, okay. For those of you that don't know, I do not have a background in overall health
Personal
or
health. Yeah.
my background is in genetics. So I am super curious to hear what Winston has to say about this, as his background is several years, what, like over 10 years now, right? In
12 or 13. And I mean, that's just as a I guess licensed or I guess certified personal trainer, but just I'm just fitness obvious for
yeah.
30 some years, just in college and things like that. So to answer this question, the answer is no. That's not. I know someone
Woo!
disappointed. I know, right? But the answer is no. And interesting, and that's actually a really good thing. Your body doesn't essentially gain, and I want to first, I guess, a caveat. There may be people out there who are listening who have a specific or a certain genetic
Mm,
um, something going on with their genetics. I don't want to call it a deficiency or anything like that, but they may just have certain things going on with their genetics. So some of what we may share or even what we may see today, and I know we're going to check out some content, may address this. So those people, this information may not apply simply because they may have something going on with their hormones where their bodies produce certain things in areas, or they put fat on in certain areas. So again, this just may not apply to everyone, but for the majority of us, the answer is no, because our body does not specifically put on fat in any area. As we gain
mm,
fat, we usually gain fat as a whole. Now, you people may hear that and say, "Oh, but I see it in this area mostly. I don't see it, or I'm not unhappy with the fat I am putting on in other areas." Some
mm,
people like larger legs, things like that. So there's some people who their body puts fat in certain areas and they're actually big fans of that. But they also are gaining fat in other areas, and that's where I think to this question, that's what people are thinking about. And so yeah, you put on fat as a whole in your entire body, but we usually see it, or many of us hold fat on in a way that we are not pleased with in an area. Many women, it's around their hip area and in their lower abdominal area, or that tire. You call it the what's the thing you go down the river in? Oh my god.
tube.
Thank you. The inner tube area, like that lower abdominal area. So it's like that
I've
inner
heard it
tube.
called the fupa.
Yes, it is also been it has also been called that. That's pretty funny.
I
But yeah.
um I did not know what that meant until recently.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's fine. There's some other not. I mean, I know we curse and stuff, but there are other names that we won't get into today. But yeah,
It should be called
the go ahead.
maybe fuba, fat underbelly area.
Oh yeah, you could be called that. That's funny as well.
Fuba, yeah, there we
But
go.
yeah, the answer to this is, for all your crunches and, again, some of those things are going to help just with your overall fat loss. But if you aren't focused on um, I guess, a total body transformation, it's highly unlikely. And again, some people may resort to, or use science. They may obviously go and get liposuction, different things like that. Those things aren't what we're referring to. We're talking about natural, or even supplemented, because you can obviously take fat burners and different. Again, the whole idea is you're losing fat as a whole, and so you are probably going to see a lot of that fat leave an area. And that's what I would have to say. What were your thoughts on?
For the genetics expert on here, I will just add that would be like it's almost like a genetic predisposition, probably inherited. So how your mother or father, like when they started to gain weight, or lose it, like where it left last or where it started first is probably going to be the same for you. So something to consider. But to Winston's point, yeah, like it's like a genetic predisposition or like something that's like passed down throughout the family. You probably inherited where most of your fat is.
Can I speak to that? Just really, and to that point, and some of that, and there have been studies now where some of what you just described is more about the person's environment and not their actual body chemistry. What I mean is they're watching that parent or whoever is raising them consume a certain amount of food. They're being given only the option of a certain amount of food, and that what you just shared is, I don't know, paradigm, but it is a thought that's out there, and it keeps people who aren't necessarily what you said. There are people who are having, but many people diagnose that without obviously meeting with someone like you, so they have no real idea of what they're saying is factual. They've not gotten any blood work.
And I think you and I are talking about two different things, but I'm so glad you brought it up because somebody might have interpreted what I said to be what you are getting at, which is true. And that's not what I'm saying. So I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah, because that is true. And the genetics world is full of that. Like they're like, how come diabetes seems to be like inherited? And we're like, not really.
There we
it's
go.
more environmental because it's like how your family ate and what they ate and stuff. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. But it's really environmental. So what I'm saying is like let's say you start exercising because you're like, whatever my parents have, whatever, like I'm just going to do my own thing. But let's say your parents went through a similar thing, right? And they were like, you know what, forget what my parents said. So your grandparents, like, I'm going to like go out here and be the healthiest version of what I can be. And so what I'm saying is they do all the things. And the last place where like the belly fat, or not that I shouldn't say belly fat, the last place where the fat seems to like stick around or whatever, right? That part might be the inherited part. So if it was the last place is like the arms for your parents, it might be the last place for you too, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So it's
that's about cell makeup and how your body holds fat. No, that part makes sense.
Right.
Yes. That makes sense.
Well, yes. So now that we went that
shaped like their parents, yes, I get it.
Right. So now that we've been through that rabbit hole, let's see what some other folks have to say about this. I'm really curious. So we're back with the mind and body health group, and let's see what they have to say. So here we go.
Struggling with stubborn belly fat? You're not alone. Millions of people hit a wall when it comes to losing belly fat. In this video, we'll unlock science-backed secrets to effectively target and shed that stubborn belly fat. I'll provide you with practical, evidence-based strategies you can implement immediately. So if you're ready to achieve a leaner, healthier you, stick around. Not all fat is created equal. The two main types we're concerned with are subcutaneous fat and visceral fat. Subcutaneous fat lies just beneath the skin and is less of a health risk. Visceral fat surrounds vital organs and is linked to serious health problems. When we talk about targeting belly fat, we're focused on reducing visceral fat. The good news is that visceral fat responds well to the right lifestyle changes. By adopting a balanced diet, regular exercise, and effective stress management, you can reduce both subcutaneous and visceral fat. Improve your overall health and physique. Doing endless crunches won't magically melt away belly fat. Spot reduction is a myth. Ab exercises strengthen your core but don't burn fat directly from your stomach. To reveal sculpted abs, focus on overall fat loss with a holistic approach. Incorporate cardiovascular exercise, strength training, and a balanced diet to reduce fat across your entire body. Nutrition plays a pivotal role in shedding belly fat. Focus on consuming whole, unprocessed foods like fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and healthy fats. These foods keep you feeling fuller for longer, reducing cravings and overeating. Limit processed foods, sugary drinks, and excessive unhealthy fats. Sustainable changes to your eating habits are key, not restrictive fad diets. Let's talk about building a fat loss diet that works for you. There's no one-size-fits-all approach. The plate method is a helpful starting point. Half of your plate should be non-starchy vegetables like broccoli or spinach. The other half is divided between lean protein and complex carbohydrates. Choose lean protein sources like chicken breast or tofu. For complex carbohydrates, opt for whole grains like brown rice or quinoa. Protein is crucial for losing belly fat and achieving a toned physique. It helps build and repair muscle tissue, boosting your metabolism. Muscle burns more calories than fat, even at rest. Protein also regulates hunger hormones, keeping you fuller for longer. Include a source of protein with every meal and snack. Nutrition lays the foundation for fat loss, but exercise maximizes results. High-intensity interval training, CHIAT, is effective for burning fat. It involves alternating between intense exercise and brief recovery periods. Strength training exercises build muscle mass, boosting metabolism. Compound exercises like squats and push-ups maximize calorie expenditure. Sleep plays a significant role in your health and fitness goals. Sleep deprivation disrupts hormone balance, increasing belly fat storage. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep each night. Prioritizing sleep supports your fat loss journey and overall well-being. There you have it, the science-backed strategies to shed stubborn belly fat. Adopt a holistic and sustainable approach that prioritizes your well-being. Subscribe to Mind and Body Health 101 for more health tips and guides. Implement these strategies consistently and be patient with yourself. Here's to a healthier, happier you. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and join our community at Mind and Body Health 101 for more health and wellness content.
So you were right. They didn't tell us anything different from what you said, which is supportive and confirms the original thoughts. I'm really curious. The one thing that I've heard people say, and it's funny, Winston, you and I haven't really talked about this much, but I'm curious, how do you feel about HIIT training? Do you feel like it does what they said, overall it's good for metabolism and overall body fat loss?
Yes. Yes, and someone's awareness, it's almost like going for a run, and this is so interesting, but if you are someone who's using running as a way to keep your body fat down or to lose weight, it's one of those things where if it's something you like to do, I think we used to talk about this in the past, especially when we were really pushing Secret, just how your love of salsa dancing, and how for you can use that, and many people should find the thing that they like to do to get up and move and use that as their form of cardio. It's not to say that you can't add in other forms of cardio, but if you can find something that you enjoy doing anyway, people who like to go on walks, you can maximize something like that. You can turn it into something that's more effective for your fat loss goals. We can set parameters. Hey, I want you to walk this far. Hey, I want you to walk this far, this fast, things like that. So you can take little things. Hey, with you with dancing, I'll say, hey, Janelle, you may dance this long. Let's take it up a notch because your body is burning this much fat with the amount of dancing you're doing. It's just taking things that you like to do and making it hit, if you want to call it that way. So it's like you'd be just a little bit more intentional. The turns would be a little bit harder, just things like that kind of just shift the current mindset you have about something you do for fun and leisure into something that's more effective to helping you burn fat. Now, to your original question about HIIT, it does work, but there are people who will do that and not recognize that it's not going to fix the diet portion. Or HIIT training doesn't compensate for that, because you can't, and you've probably heard this, you can't outwork a poor diet or a bad diet. And many of us who think, oh, I'm not on a diet, the term diet has been so misused. Your diet essentially means whatever your general eating habits are like. Many of us are all on, almost not many, all of us are on some form of a diet. It means you consistently eat or eat a majority of your food. You have a vegan diet. Majority of your food falls under some window of, I eat these things often. And if your diet is producing a physique that is not conducive to the one you're happy with, then you can start modifying that and add in, like you said, HIIT training or other forms of training. But if you think, oh, I'm just gonna do some HIIT, I'm gonna run 20 and da 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 da, but my diet and those things I haven't shifted, you're not going to get maybe as much of a result. And only because you must continue the HIIT training. Your body is going to continue to need to respond to that stimulus in order to produce the results you're looking for. So if you're somebody who's like, oh, I'm going to start running and do HIIT for a few weeks to burn the fat, that's great. And then your body's going to go, where's that HIIT training where I still don't need this? You know what? Let's continue to go back to storing that fat that we were holding on to, or those excess calories, because we no longer need to burn it the way we were before. And that's how your body treats things like that. So HIIT training is great, but if it's not something that you'd like to adopt as a lifestyle change, I personally don't recommend it for a lot of people, unless they're aware, hey, I'm going to do this to lose some fat, and then when I get off of it, I'm probably going to put back on some of the fat. Just naturally, my body won't be burning the excess calories, so it will just store it. Because the body's not treating it like I think how we do. It's like, oh, it thinks McDonald's is bad. No, it just stores calories. It's just storing calories. It's not treating it like how our mind treats things. Good, bad, things like that. Your body, and we won't go too far down that, but your body does not respond to things like that. I just learned something. Actually, it was with a gentleman from Diary of the CEO who just debunked the whole calorie thing. And it's not the first time I've heard this, but he goes, you're reading things and your body doesn't recognize calories. A calorie is a unit of measurement used for energy. Your body recognizes. And I heard that and I was like, but you're reading packages and there's everywhere now. It's literally calories for food is everywhere, but your body doesn't break it down that way. So it made me just think about the whole idea of people who are, I build programs for people around how many calories they should. So it completely changed just how I looked at that, just that whole idea, that whole system. It's fascinating. I mean, we do things for years, decades. And then you'll hear some study come on. It's like, oh, it's all been wrong. And it's like, well, how are we getting by when it's been wrong this whole time? Does that make sense to you?
Yeah. Well, because I think ultimately, if you're counting calories, you're just like paying more attention to the food that you're consuming, and you were probably starting to eat healthier, more nutrient dense foods anyway.
There we go. Yeah. That's the change. But we'll tell ourselves it's the 1,000 calories. It's exactly. And the point I was making about that is the McDonald's statement. You can eat a calorie from that, and it's not the same as, to your point, the other whole richer foods that you could be eating. Yeah, but we get lost in the calorie side of it, Yeah. But this is a great video
for nutrient-rich foods that taste good. There are so many of them.
They really are. They really are. Great video, though.
Awesome. Well, if you got a ton out of this, please let us know in the comments. This is the first time we've done like a nutrition, like physical health type of topic. So this is a lot of fun for us, but let us know if you want to see more of this in the comments. But until next time, as always, remember, you deserve the good life. Say that.
Say that. We'll see you guys.